My name is Dionne Polinelli. I'm 48. I'm originally from Edmonton. I currently live in Lac-Saint-Anne County at Lake Nakamin, Alberta. I have two beautiful children. One's 24. He's in Disneyland right now. And my daughter's 14. She goes to Onaway Junior Senior High School. And I have a husband. I have a dog and a cat. In June of 2016, I found a lump in my right breast. It caused me pain, so I noticed it. And I arranged a mammogram. And within a couple weeks, they had me in for a mammogram and an ultrasound, and then a biopsy. And it was cancer. So it was stage 2, grade 3, which means it was fast growing. It was estrogen positive and HER2 positive, which is another protein my body made to add to the cancer. My husband was with me. He was in shock. I wasn't, probably was, I guess, but you just don't. I just thought, oh well. And then I got home and my family was waiting. My mom and dad were there, and sister, and I told them. It was hard to tell my daughter and my son because I just didn't want them to worry. But they were okay through it. I didn't want to tell everyone. I didn't go on Facebook and tell everybody. My mom did. She told everybody, and the whole family just, but that's good. That's, you want attention, but you don't. Like, I don't want people to feel sorry. I didn't want people to feel sorry for me, but because lots of people are dealing with this every day. And but you want people around, but you don't. It's, yeah. And I live out on an acreage, so I'm an hour from anywhere. So it was like I couldn't just get up and go. You got to plan things. So that was a little hard, not being with somebody every day. I'd send my daughter to school, and I was alone. So, but then you just get to sleep or do whatever you want. But yeah. Lots of people were good to me. Of lots of people. So from June to September, I went through bone scans to see if it spread to my bones. I went through CT scans, which checked if it was anywhere else, my lungs, my heart, and it wasn't nowhere else. So, but I did have some in my lymph nodes. So my doctor chose my oncologist from the Cross Cancer. She suggested chemotherapy, lumpectomy, and radiation treatment. And so we started with the chemo on September 12th of 2016. So that was for every 3 weeks. I had 6 treatments of chemotherapy. So December 23rd was my last one. So we had a good Christmas. The first day of chemotherapy, you feel good because they give you some good drugs. And then the fourth day, you start feeling pretty lousy. And then you take antibiotics as well every time so you don't get an infection. So you don't feel good. So there's 21 days between each treatment. The first 4 days are fine. The last 5 days are fine, but in the middle, you're pretty lousy. I slept. I was depressed. I was constipated. Very bad mouth sores. But with each chemo treatment, I learned how my body was going to react. So it was the first and second one that was pretty rough. And then the rest, you kind of know, okay, I'm just going to go to sleep. Or I'm just going to do this. But yeah, it was rough, but it's not so scary. if you have people who support you, and I had people make food for me, my husband helped me, and my daughter vacuums, you just got to have someone just stuff on there for you. And if you don't, I don't know how you do it. But so yeah, then that ended. And then they said that the chemo shrunk my tumors. My tumors, I had two, I think. One was 2.5 centimeters, one was 1 centimeter. And the chemo shrunk them both like 1 millimeter. So they were happy. And the surgeon said, okay, we're going to take it out. That was in February or January. He took it out, and they they had put a clip in here where they found the cancer just so he could find it after, because it did shrink. They can lose where it was. And so then on the day of the surgery, they put a big wire in there and filled it with color. So when he went in there, he could see what was going on, and he took it out, and then he took out 4 lymph nodes, which was good. I only had 4 because sometimes they take them all, and you can't move your arm after very well. But I have no swelling. I healed very well. Except I grew, it was like this big fluid sac under my armpit. It looked really yellow fluid. And he said, oh, that's normal. And he took a big needle and just stuck it in there and withdrew all the stuff out. So that was probably the grossest thing. But then then you get to stay home for about a month after surgery, and then you have radiation, which I went 25 times. And I drove an hour from home to the cross every day, and an hour back home. And you're there for about 20 minutes, and then it doesn't hurt until your treatment is over. Then they told me that, but you just, after the radiation, it really hurt. It became open and sore, just like the worst sunburn you could ever want or imagine. For 20 days it hurt. And then it was gone. Poof. That was in March to April. And then I went back to work in May. So I think my treatment was about 8-9 months long. So now it's 3 years since diagnosis. And I just had 2 years clean mammograms. Currently take tamoxifen, which is a estrogen reducing prescription pill that keeps it, because I was estrogen positive. So it keeps estrogen out of me, or away from my receptor sites. And it gives me hot flashes and it makes me sweat. But this besides, and gain weight. Gain lots of weight, but yeah, chemo made me gain weight. I had lots of family support. Yeah. And no worries at the time. I had to go on employment insurance benefits. So they covered my bills I had, which was nice because that would be a real weigh on someone if you have to worry about money. But I was good. My family lives 5 minutes from the Cross Cancer Institute. So it all worked out. Good. I was a smoker when I found my diagnosis, or had my diagnosis. And I kept smoking there for the first 2 weeks, and then I went and saw the oncologist, and she explained to me what was going to go on, and I just got sick. And I read a sign on the wall that says, if you quit smoking now, your chances of surviving improved by half, by 50%. You'll heal faster, 50% faster. So that day I went home. I said to my daughter, I'm quitting smoking, let's go. We went to Walmart and we got the patches. Just the nicotine patch and the little white inhaler. And that was it. I did a week or two of the patch, and then I had the chemo at the same time. Then the one night I felt really, really bad. So I just decided no more patch, no more smoking. That was it. That was the obstacle. And since, I have never smoked, I'll never smoke again. Never. I'm so glad. So glad. I had to leave my job for a while, but they were good. They let me come back, and I've since left that because I'm dealing with depression now. I'm on antidepressants, and I kind of lost the zest for life. If I could tell anyone, get your teeth cleaned and any dental work done, because it's so important, because now my teeth are shot. Like, they're brittle, and my gums are unhealthy now because I didn't take the time, and no one really told me, so I should have. And you can't floss when you're on chemotherapy because you can bleed. You can keep bleeding. The Cross Cancer Institute was very, very good. They're very good at what they do. Very wonderful, and the volunteers there are wonderful. That's kind of your life when you're doing that. The Cross Cancer Institute and home. I ate out a lot. So McDonald's helped me. But I wish there were more support groups and support groups to help people to go talk. Like right now, talking about it feels so nice, because you don't want to sit at home and talk to your family because you already feel like you burdened them already. You don't want to talk about it all the time, which you do. You want to see how other people are, and we need support groups for kids, for adults. Try to have all your bills paid before. I know that's hard, but there's cream for radiation. It's called Glaxel base cream. They give that to you you can go buy it. You can also look online. There's more things you can order from like the States and that they don't tell you about at the Cross, because they have enough to do, I guess. So you got to be looking for yourself for things that can help you. There's lots of good websites. I paid for parking every time for chemotherapy because you're there for 4 hours at a time. But across the street from the Cross, there's free parking. 1 and 2 hour. That's what I did for radiation. And that saved a lot of money. Yeah. And I've been told you can save your gas receipts and parking things for if you're from out of town for taxes. I didn't, but I heard you can. So meditation really helps. Daily, every day. And like this, we did the smudging circle at work. We did, and it's all spiritual part really comes out of you. You find it, and you need it. You really need it.